And welcome to the season finale of Fubar Friday. Joining me tonight is the one and only Tony Stark. Hello there, mate.
Why, hello, sir. Another season bites the dust, and this is the first. It's unfortunate,
Mm,
but sorry that I came in so late.
it's
Lovely
all
venue
right.
you have here. Lovely venue you have here. So I'm
You
glad that I
know,
was at least
coming
able to make
late's
it.
not always a bad thing, is it? If you think
Oh
about it.
no, 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 certainly not.
Also with us tonight is the gamer, the oldest gamer. Hello there.
Good evening, Trev.
And how's your part of the world today?
Doing quite well. It was sunny and 65 today in Florida, and it was a great day to be outdoors.
Nice. His balls are shaken, not stirred. He's the James Bond help desk. Hello there.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and all gentlemen, everyone in between. Please delete as appropriate.
Nice. He's our favourite sailing unit. He's been sailing away, cruising like an efficient robot. He's our very own, and he's lubed up too. Z3PO.
Oh, good evening, Master Trevor. Free hand shandies to everybody in chat after the stream.
Nice. Are you in reach around mode later by any chance?
I am, and all greased up and ready.
Oh, you sound seductively bassy tonight.
Oh, thank you very much.
You've not got your head in one of those flashlight fannies, have you?
What, you mean the big ones where you can just open it up with both hands and put it on your head? And
Yeah, the whale imitation ones, yeah.
yeah, I've got two of those. They're really neat.
The
Yeah.
Dune.
Do you know, I've just had a great idea. They could invent like a really big, massive, like whale fanny and call it the Vanessa. Anyway, moving swiftly on. It's nice to have him on the channel. He's our favourite bloke who's into Star Wars and he's doing his own extended universe stuff. The one and only Swap Shop. Hello.
Hello, gentlemen. How it pleases me to be among you this evening. How are we all?
Basil Brush as the Emperor. Nice.
Good.
Yes, boom, boom, indeed. Yes.
Nice. He's our favourite man from the Great White North. He's not one of them Kenzie brothers, but he is our very own Scotty. Hello, Scotty, sir.
Hello. It's Trev. It's so good. It's so good to be here at the end.
Nice.
Yeah.
Finally. Well, you know, it's been an interesting experiment, and it's a learning experience as YouTube. And I've been looking at the old stats and the advice that YouTube's giving me, and it's telling me that Friday night's not really working out for me because people are in pubs and clubs and having sex and taking drugs and, you know, having fun, and we're all here because we're fucking losers.
You know what? Those are the exact lyrics to my recent top 10 pop hit. Don't do Fridays.
Nice.
I'm just here because I'm sick of all those things, Trev.
Yeah, me too. And welcome back to the channel. He's been a bit busy of late. He's been doing some decorating. He told me recently he's had the painters in. It's our very own, not Brian.
Evening, chat. Evening, Trev. Panel. How are we all?
Well, I'm good.
I'm tickety-boo myself, Trev. It's good to be here, and thanks for the invite.
Hey, you're more than welcome, matey. Hello to everybody in the chat tonight. Who've we got in there? We've got Mog, Flav, Timey-Wimey Limey, MC's in there too. Melv. Hello, Melvin. How are you, sir? Also, Wayfarer Project. A couple of others in there as well. I think Gavin's in there somewhere. He might be deep in the chat. Also to Franco Walker, Wrenched. How's that wrench working out for you, Franco? Feel free to abuse it tonight. If anybody acts a tit, feel free to spanner them accordingly. We were supposed to have Lance on the channel tonight, but he seems to have not bothered. Oh, well. He might join us. He might join us. We'll wait and see. So, everybody in the chat, what have you been getting up to over the last few days since Monday? When we did, it was just me and you at Help Desk on Monday, wasn't it? Really?
Oh, it was. It was a very intimate little stream, and it was an incredibly good movie. It was a lot of fun.
Good. I enjoyed it, and it was like you say, it was very intimate, but I would have used a different word. So that's a little bit gay.
See, mine doesn't get hit for copyright strikes on YouTube when I say
don't rub it in. Don't rub it in.
It was a little bit co-ed shower stalls.
Ooh, well,
Yeah.
you know, I like to run clips in context, but a certain studio didn't particularly like that fact. So YouTube said, oh, we're going to take all them bits out. And it did it, right? But the thing is, it took my video from a HD video and took it down to standard definition, which I wasn't very impressed about. It's a bit shit, really, isn't it, when it does that to you?
It was a dash rubbish.
Yes. I'm just having a
Blow
quick
to
look.
the old bearings.
Nice. Franco said he's had a good time. It's brilliant. It's brilliant to be wrenched. So, yeah, you feel free. If anybody starts acting a twat, feel free to slap him around the nuts with your big spanner. Hey, that's a nice graphic you've got on there, Mr. Stark, sir.
Why, thank you, though the fleshling did step out.
Nice. Hey, let's see, we've got a Megatron, we've got a C3PO, we've got our Scotty, we've got the Emperor, and 2 James Bonds as well as Brian. He's doing well so
John
far.
Wick, isn't it? Not James Bond.
That's a pop culture battle, yes.
Nice. Speaking of pop culture, what have you been doing over the last 7 days, Swappers, pop culture wise?
Oh, pop culture. You know what? I've not consumed an awful lot myself. Just news and trailers and things like that. Maybe the odd review. So, but because I've been so busy like making my own stuff, I haven't really watched anything. So I'm relying on other people to sort of watch things for me at the minute, and I can consume them in bite size. And of course, I've been watching everyone's streams as well. What you said about the Big Trouble in Little China stream being one of the most enjoyable, I have to agree with that. Fantastic job. Keep them coming.
Hey, wait to see what's happening Monday.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing?
We've got a big one coming up Monday. Brian, do you want to tell everybody what we're doing on Monday?
We are doing, from 1989, Jack Nicholson, Michael Keaton, Batman.
Oh, now you're talking.
Hello.
Dun, dun, dun.
I can see people salivating already.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. Notice you made a bit of a squeak there, Z. Do you need oiling or lubing in a particular place?
Ooh, I need my sweaty rubber bat suit back on.
Robots made by fleshlings are inferior by design.
Nice. Oh my goodness. It's going to be interesting tonight. I've got a feeling. 25 viewers across 3 platforms. We're doing well. We're doing fantastic. I don't know how many people are actually watching on YouTube, and I don't really give a fuck, to be truthful, because we're just here to have a good time. Hello to Sword in the Storm in the chat. Thank you for joining us tonight. Anybody in the chat got anything in particular that you'd like us to, have a bit of a fettle around at? Atom Gray's just joined us as well. What's old Trev doing? Well, old Trev's not particularly doing out, really. We're just having a bit of a what would you call it? What would you call it?
A powwow.
Yeah,
A campfire.
Chinwag.
a chinwag.
I love
yeah.
Chinwag. Chinwag's one of my favorites.
Actually, Robot Head says, "Do I count as a robot?" Well, if you want to.
Well, it depends. We're gonna have to ask you to look at this grid and pick out all of the pictures that don't have street signs, and then if you click "I'm not a robot" and then you succeed, then you're not, and that sucks.
Did
If you
anybody
wanna-
see that?
Tests leave
that
much to be desired.
Oh my goodness! Did anybody see that meme thing I put on? Like where you have to pick out certain characters, like catchers.
Oh,
The
the
Thing?
thing.
Yeah, the thing one.
That
I
was
thought that
very
was
good.
really funny, but nobody responded to it. Boring bastards on Twitter.
I think it's more the
It's
fact no
not-
one could pick out the thing.
Exactly.
Do you pick all of them? Some of them?
I stumbled upon something yesterday, and the final answer to who was the thing at the end of the thing. Was it Childs or was it McCready? Do you know who it was?
It was Child.
Neither of them.
Neither of them, correct, Z? It wasn't either of them at all. It was just they died of sheer paranoia.
Yeah.
Froze to death, watching each
But
other
I like
die.
that.
See, that's
I
a good end
like
of the
that.
story. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the reason that I know this, I pointed this out some years ago, is in the end scene, they're talking to each other. Where if either of them was the thing, that would be unnecessary. They'd just kill the other one.
Yeah.
There is that. Yeah. Well, I watched a video. I can't remember whose channel it was, but there was a proposed sequel, but it was going to be for like a TV miniseries.
Ooh.
And it'd go from the Arctic and it'd end up in Arizona, someplace on a military base.
I'm having a weird flashback. I'm sure I've read about that before.
Yeah, there were some Russians involved as well.
There always is these days.
Just quickly, Mel says in the chat, who's the worst James Bond, Brosnan or That's All Brosnan? I don't know.
Daniel
George
Craig.
Lazenby.
Daniel Craig, yeah.
George Lazenby stands out as a definitively wank James Bond.
He was bad, but he wasn't the worst.
Can I tell you, and I've told this story before, can I tell you a brief story about George Lazenby?
Who? You mean Lazenby?
Lazenby, my mistake. I'm sorry.
Lazenby.
It's my North American tongue.
George
Shame
Lazenby,
it.
how dare you?
George Lazenby. So anyway, this is probably part of the reason I was working at a bar on a Sunday and I was hungover, and there were Australians at the bar and they were complaining about stuff, and they decided to take the piss out of me for a second, and which is fine. You get used to it. But then at a certain point, I was like, you know what? I've been in your country for 5 months and no one has apologized for George Lazenby. And oh my God, they could have stabbed me if there wasn't a bar. They would have absolutely torn me from limb. There's nothing to defend. And it was just like, oh my, okay. So when you're in Australia, don't take the shit.
Yeah, but
out of George Lazenby.
Scotty, Canada still hasn't apologized for Bryan Adams either. Let's be fair here.
That's harsh.
Oh no, if you take it from the South Park movie,
Yes.
Canada has apologized for Bryan Adams on many occasions.
Yeah, but Canada's not a real country anyway.
No, that's true. That's true.
There is that.
Oh, I've just had a look through my my YouTube history from last night. And if you look up Matt Draper, he's got a video and it says the insane unmade sequel to The Thing called Return of the Thing, bizarrely enough. And it really was an interesting watch. Velma Dinklage in the chat says, but have you seen the end of My Thing? No, and I don't want to.
I don't know,
Hello
Velma.
to
I'm kind of
Anti-Derivative
interested.
Jill in the chat as well, who's just joined us. Thank you.
Hey, Jill.
Dark Side of the Walkie. What's this? When are we going to start slagging off Star Wars? If you want us to start slagging off Star Wars, we can do that a little bit later on if you want.
If we
There's
start,
a
we
lot
may
leading
not
up to
stop.
that, though.
Yeah. Atom Gray says Patrick McGowan. What's that about? Did I miss something?
What's that?
It says Patrick McGowan. Interesting story about Patrick McGowan.
He would have made a good James Bond, yeah.
He used to work on a egg farm about 6 miles away from where I live.
Was he laying them?
No. No. He was telling them that they were free range eggs. You're not a layer, you're a free hen.
Oh, dear.
No, that wasn't a pun, but yeah, he actually worked on an egg farm in this area.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time he tried to escape from the farm, they just sent a giant egg after him to bring him back.
Yeah. A giant egg, a rover-sized, an egg, but it's a rover.
Do you want to know something really stupid?
Go on.
Yes. I remember this from a long time ago. The original rovers, that's the big thing that goes after anyone who tries to escape from the village, was actually supposed to be a big monster, and it was kind of made of fiberglass and wood, and it looked so terrible on the screen that they got rid of it and then panicked, sort of like, what are we going to get? And there was just happened to be someone with a giant weather balloon nearby, and they said, can we borrow that for a bit?
Nice. Well, it worked out well for him.
It did. It's nice, intimidating bad guy or antagonist. Security system, yeah.
Yeah.
Orange
just
alert.
looking in the chat, where's that gone? Oh, man, I saw a really good comment in there and it's gone. Hang on a minute. No. Anti-Derivative Jill says, well, now that I have seen on Your Majesty's Secret Service, you were wrong anyway. No, I don't think so. George
I was
Lazenby,
wrong.
Was it? Yeah.
Lazenby,
maybe.
no. Daniel Craig's the worst Bond.
Really?
Daniel Craig is the worst Bond. Absolutely.
Yeah, in my opinion.
I like On Her Majesty's Secret Service. It's all
Yeah,
it's
me
an
too.
ending as well you don't expect.
Yeah.
We have all the time in the world.
No, you don't.
Oh, that's
okay,
it.
no.
That was it. I found it now. Actually, the Mega Geek says, anyone seen Snow Shite yet? No, I don't want to.
I'm a heterosexual middle-aged man, so I don't go to see
think-
movies that are directed at 10-year-old girls.
I think I would sooner accidentally go into the Blue Oyster Bar than watch that movie.
It is. It's the
I was
same
gonna go for an
thing.
enema.
Like,
Yeah.
basically, if you go and check it out, if you have strong opinions one way or another, like, you might as well start going off about My Little Pony. Like, who cares?
Oh, Sword in the Storm says in the chat, what was the panel's favourite part or introduction to Transformers? I'll start with you, Swappers.
What was the question again, sir? I missed a little bit of that.
It was shit, bugger, arsehole, pisscock, fart.
What are you, the King of England?
Maybe. You never know.
He's not covered in shit.
No. Sword in the Storm asks, what was the panel's favourite part or introduction to Transformers?
Introduction. I thought I heard that bit. My introduction was the adverts on TV when they
Well,
were.
you used to watch it just for the TV, for the adverts, or you mean the adverts themselves that featured the Transformers?
It was the early toy ads, and they had these awesome animated bits at the start of each ad. And I thought they were advertising a new cartoon, because I was like just mad into stuff like Dogtanian and Ulysses at the time. I just thought, oh wow, this is going to be bloody amazing. And like, unfortunately, we didn't get like the cartoon for another year, but we did get the toys out in the shops, and it just started me frothing at the mouth for the toys.
Sure, it wasn't rabies.
And well, I did have that as well, but this was a lot more prevalent with the frothing, I think, generally on other areas of my body as well.
I don't know what's going off there, Swaps, but you're doing a lot of crackling and clicking.
Oh, that's a bit weird. I don't
Is it your
know.
tinfoil hat, Swappers? Is that what's
Finally, audio
It's
issues.
my-
That isn't my fault. This is great.
It's
It
my
sounds
Faraday
like
cage.
it sounds like you've got a sample rate issue there. Just a quick top up to the chat. Cartoon Man 154, he's joined us. Tom's in there too. Dan's in there. Hello, Spacebook. How are you? Softly cut marbles. Hey, Mahomo. That's a great line from Police Academy. Tom isn't the person I thought he was, unless he was telling me fibs earlier today. Because I thought it was my mate Tom, who says he has been lurking, but he's not actually commented. But what's this? Oh, no, I'm not mentioning that name. Tom says Zoids. They were wank. Remember them? They were like robotic fucking dinosaur bollocks.
Yeah, I had the game on my ZX Spectrum. It was absolutely bollocks.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Loads
Trevor,
of games on the ZX Spectrum was bollocks.
Just to tell on, guys, Swappers, what's the matter, Swaps?
I was just going to say quickly about Zoids, because it is
Yeah.
relevant. I won the entire range of Zoids when I was 14 years old.
Jammy bastard.
Ooh.
Who did you have to give a reach around to win that contest?
Don't tell anyone, but it was the manager of the local WH Smith.
Really? Cyril? How is he these days?
He's dead. It was hunted down with torches and pitchforks. But
Yeah.
it was
Bastard still owes me a jazz.
it was a competition in the comic, and you had to basically you had to draw the last panel of this comic strip, and it was a Zoids comic strip, and you had to like design a giant evil demonic red new Zoid that hadn't been designed, and I designed one, and I won the competition along with an Omnibot, Tomy Omnibot 2000, and
Nice.
the entire range of Zoids, both red and blue, and I was in the local press, and I've still got the picture of me in the paper for it as well. I might have to find it. But they were okay. Zoids were okay, but they did fall apart really easy because they were basically model kits. So not exactly toys you play with.
Tom says, one for all and all for one. Musker Hounds are always ready.
That was a good cartoon back in the day.
Oh my God. Automatic says in the chat, Scotty, you might appreciate this. If Scotty's hetero, I'm the Queen of England.
It's nice to meet you, Your Majesty.
Oh, crikey. Somebody's also put in the chat, can you sing the lines? No, he's not going to do that. Get stuffed. I'll get rid of that one. There we go. That's I had to make that one disappear. Joe, I've got fucking the really crap, the crap, sort of like a competition to the Transformers, the fucking GoBots. What the fuck was all that about? We'll talk about the GoBots. We'll talk about the GoBots.
I only know one GoBot.
God, just fucking
and that's
ignore
the
them,
motorcycle
Scotty,
guy. He's the head of the Autobots, but he's a GoBot. I don't know what the good guys and the bad guys are in GoBots.
No.
But the only GoBot that I know is the motorcycle.
Yeah, they're all a bit shit, really. Help desk, what was your first introduction to the Transformers? And please don't tell us it was Cyril at W.H. Smith's as well.
Well, funny you should mention that. No, it's like any child of my age. A lot of times, I just got given a Transformer. I think it was for a birthday or Christmas, and I just went, "What on earth is this?" And I quite like the fact that I could, manipulate it into being a robot and then a car. And then found out more about sort of like TV show, and then the movie, and then Weird Al Yankovic singing "Dare to Be Stupid," and then the excessively long TV series that went a bit off the rails with a human girl who was actually part Transformer or something. And yeah, so it just kind of spiraled up in the late 80s for me.
Bar Weep, Grana Weep, Ninny Bong?
Pretty much, yes.
What about you, Z?
Greeting.
Well, I watched a couple of the episodes when it was on in the 80s, but to be honest, I'm more of a Thundercats fan. So I did watch Dogtanian, Musker Hounds, and obviously all the top ones like Ulysses 31.
Oh yeah,
which was absolutely mega. I recently watched that again on YouTube.
Nice. Yeah, they're all there, aren't they?
Yeah, all in HD as well. So a lot of cartoon series are. So it's definitely worth checking some out if you've got a few days, in fact.
Who's going nuts with the ambient noise? Who's
typing?
Yeah. Is that you, Z?
I've been muted this whole time.
It's got to be Z or Swappers.
It is me typing stuff.
He's
flatly around for a little.
Stop searching for porn while you're on the channel.
No, keep searching. Keep searching. Just mute yourself while you're doing it.
Or at the very least, clean your keyboard.
Yes.
Anyway.
Well, if I could answer the question.
I didn't fucking ask. Just hold on.
All right.
Gamer, what was your first run-in with the Transformers?
It was actually the cartoon series. My senior year in high school, I had already set up my first 3 years of school that I didn't have a lot of classes. So I would show up for homeroom. Like I was in school. My homeroom teacher was the basketball coach, so he wasn't there at the end of the day. So I'd show up for 20 minutes and then catch the bus home. And so I was catching a lot of the cartoons in the late 80s and kind of stumbled across the Transformers. You mentioned Thundercats. All the cartoons of the mid 80s I kind of came across because I would be at home. So I'd be watching some cartoons, watch some Days of Our Lives, some more cartoons. So, but yeah, Transformers, I came across it and I was like, whoa, I like this. Yeah. And it got me hooked. So I ended up watching all of the original series, even in my college years where, I'd finish class and then grab a beer and watch the Transformers.
Can't fault you. Really good stuff. Well, let's just have a look in the chat. Old Man Bird says, "Dare to be stupid." And yeah, of course. With the old Weird Al Yankovic music. The Wayfarer Project says, "I wish Shockwave had more screen time." Yes, he did. Here we go. Sword in the Storm says, "When Transformers was shown in 4-minute sections on breakfast TV before school." Yeah, Wackaday with Timmy Mallet.
That was agony, wasn't it? Because we had to wait. It was like as soon as we got into it, it was over again, and we had to wait a whole day for another episode.
Wackaday. Oh, there's some memories. That's my first experience of Mike Myers.
Yeah, he was on Wackaday, wasn't he? Yeah.
That was a song.
Yeah.
Club, wasn't it?
Yeah, Fast Asleep Club.
That was it. Yeah.
Although Timmy Mallet did get in a little bit of trouble because he used to play a game where he'd hit people with a hammer, Mallet's mallet, and then kids started hitting each other with hammers. So he had to change the game. That is a true story, unfortunately.
No way.
Anyway,
he
just
travels
one
around
second.
on a bike and tells people it.
Just 1 second, lads. Stark, when was your first experience with a Transformer?
When my he's not my
And
real
don't
dad,
say it's
but
Johnny who now identifies as Jenny.
No. Whenever my he was basically my father figure. I don't know my real dad. That makes me right and proper bastard. I know. Handed me his Megatron. Like I had a hand me down, and it was the die-cast pistol, and told me what it was, and got a couple of more Transformers. And because again, as somebody who is a little bit on the younger side, I'm only 41. I didn't get to see much of Transformers as they were released, but I had to go back to watch. But since I live out here in the middle of Appalachia, we are by default 10 years behind compared to the rest of the country. So our exposure was still well and good in the early 90s. So thank the Lord for that.
Just a quickie. Old Man Bird says in the chat, "Hey, I'm squanching here. I'm squanching."
Don't get me started, Morty. We'll be here all night. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez, Old Man Bird.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. It's a twat off. We're going to have to do a twat off start, me and you.
You do realize that Rick and Morty is like literally like my bread and butter, right? Oh, man. Don't get him started.
Jesus.
Jeez.
He did quite well for something based on Back to the Future.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Scotty, you were dying to tell me your first experience.
No, I'm really excited. So I watched it in after school television shows, watching commercials between commercials because they were just trying to sell it to me. Soundwave who said ravage eject. That's Soundwave, right?
Yeah. Anakin without hats says, just one second. He says his Galvatron was bummed to death by my stepdad's dog. Oh, that's gold. I'm sorry, Scotty. Carry on, sir.
And so I was sort of indoctrinated into the idea of Transformers, but when Optimus Prime got killed in the Transformers movie, I was like, holy crap, they can die? I had no idea. And it's one of those things where it was an early interpretation of a child accepting the idea of death. It's like, Optimus Prime died? What does that mean, Mom?
Yeah,
and so she had to explain death. It was amazing. And so then I went and saw the Michael Bay movies, and I realized that death didn't exist because the Transformers were for children.
As you do. What about you, Brian?
My first experience was same as the rest of the UK lads. It was a mixture of the adverts and the kind of cartoon that was on Good Morning Britain, and also the kind of playground experience that we had going on. But in terms of my favourite part, it has to be the 86 movie when Unicron rebuilds Megatron into Galvatron and then
that's
proceeds
a great
to go
scene.
I would
like to show. I would love to show a clip, but I've already had a slap on the wrist once this week. Thank you.
Also, Lance.
Hey, how's it
Hello
going,
there.
gentlemen?
Nice to have you on board, sir.
Squares. All right.
Yeah, this is like being on the Brady Bunch. I'm glad I'm not in the middle.
Yeah, I know.
Paul Lind?
Z3PO is Paul Lind, which makes the oil bath feel that much better.
We're not sure whether he's an X or an O at this point, do we?
He does wear marigolds occasionally, so I feel that's appropriate.
Only when he's in the oil bath.
And nothing else.
Nothing but an R2 unit's adapter port.
With the voice of Julian Clary. Just love him.
Just me, an oil bath, and a pair of yellow marigolds.
Mate, you really know how to tingle my bean. I've only been here a minute.
Did you run an 0898 line back in the days, eh?
No. I did gay chat.
Oh.
It was a good time. It was
Cool,
very
party
happy.
now.
Do you know, I remember that in the pub, when they were advertising all those chat lines and shit at night time, and it'd be, call the gay exchange and talk to these hunky blokes on the other end of the line. That wasn't you, was it, Z?
It was indeed. 0898 69 69 420.
Oh, I thought it was going to be another 69. What a shame.
0800 00 1066.
That
was Windows, wasn't it? You could.
No, that was the insurance. Yeah.
Oh, that's the one.
Oh, what was it? Oh, fucking hell. Hastings.
Has to be Hastings. There's an office 1066.
Yeah,
surely.
Fucking hell.
0181 811 8181.
That's going live.
Oh, damn it.
All right then. 018118055.
There we go. That's the one.
Bringing back memories for me already.
8675309.
Thanks, man. I've been trying to call Jenny.
Who now
Well,
identifies
how's it
as
working
Johnny.
out for you, Scotty?
Well, apparently,
Anyway, whoa, nice shooting text. Shut the fuck up, lads. Now then, as it's Lance's first time on the channel, I just thought I'd say hello to you, Lance. Nice to have you on board.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, man. I was going to come on your Big Trouble in Little China stream, but unfortunately I had a work thing that didn't finish in time, so...
Hey, it's all right. You know, things happen and you're here now and it's nice to have you on board. We were just getting asked by the panel, the chat, about our first experience or dabbling with the Transformers, robots in disguise and all that malarkey. Did you do that was it a thing for you back in the day?
My first experience, apart from seeing the adverts for the toys on the TV, was I just got a job working at the cinema. I remember this happened literally the first couple of weeks I was there. And there was some sort of Transformers. Was it Transformers versus GoBots, or it's Transformers versus somebody? It was a feature-length movie. And we had it on as a matinee. And because my manager knew that I wasn't actually 18, I'd lied to get the job. He said, yeah, you can do the matinee of the children's film. You can be on the door for doing tickets for that. I was like, oh, thanks. Yeah, cheers. And it was almost empty. There was only a few people there. About 20 minutes into the movie, there was some cartoons before the film as well. This guy came with his son. And he was like, oh, has the film started already? And I was like, yeah, sorry, 20 minutes ago. You know, you sit anywhere you want. And after the film finished, he came up to me and complained that the film was too short. And I was like, but you were 20 minutes late. Yes, but I don't feel like we got value for money. And I was thinking, like, turn up on time. I've only been here a week. I'd go and speak to the box office. So, bless him, his little son was like, didn't you enjoy it, Dad? I really enjoyed it, Dad. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. Didn't you? What was your favourite part? And all this. So it was like a monologue going on from the kid in one ear, and this guy. That was my first very vivid experience of Transformers. I was just the wrong age to get the toys. I'd sort of moved on to Pirate Lego range, I think, at that point. So So I kind of liked them. I kind of thought the toys looked really cool, and it made me wish I was like 2 or 3 years younger and I could get away with buying them. But that was at the stage where I was starting to notice girls, and I thought buying Transformers toys probably wasn't a good combination at that time.
Yeah, if you're going to reassemble something, it's usually after you've taken the knickers off and put them back on again, isn't it?
No comment.
Captain Growler says, Trev, Soundwave's cartoon voice blew me away. Still the coolest Transformer. It is indeed. It was Frank Welker doing the Dr. Claw voice, and it was run through I think it was a Korg vocoder.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a Korg vocoder. It was a VC800. I'm sure Wayfarer will tell me which one it is. What was one of the early vocoders, Wayfarer? You know your sense. Around 83, 84. Because I'm sure it was a Korg. Might have been the one that, like on the music videos where Herbie Hancock had like a tube thing going in his mouth. It'd be one of those type of ones. Anyway,
that wasn't a vocoder, though.
Was it not?
No, that's they're two different things. A vocoder you talk into and it processes it actually in it, whereas the one with the tube in the mouth, it's an output from a keyboard, and you just make the mouth movements and the sound comes out your mouth.
Oh, right.
They're two completely different things. It's really cool. It's really cool tech.
Mm.
In the Michael Bay movies, Welker reprised his role, but tragically, they didn't use the modulation that he was so famous for, so it just sounded like Dr. Claw as a satellite.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, there's only one scene in the entire run of the cartoons, and I can't remember which episode it is, but it's the one where Chip gets kidnapped. Chip was obviously the token disabled character. The kid in the wheelchair.
Was he disabled? He wasn't disabled.
Yeah, he was. It was like that Stephen Hawkins, he couldn't walk.
No, he wasn't in a chair. He didn't have
was.
to use. He didn't have
He
to use
did.
a vocoder.
No, fucking
Spike
what are you
was
on
the
about?
one
No,
that put
I'm
him in the
no
chair.
Spike.
Oh,
I'm thinking
Jesus.
of Spike, the son
Jesus
of.
Christ.
Come on, I'm piecing it together.
Anyway, no, I'm fucking dropping this one like a hot potato now. And we're not even going to talk about the GoBots because they were just wank.
They were a bit shite, weren't they?
Made in,
Yeah.
and they were made in China.
Somebody did say in the chat that they were like the Temu version of Transformers.
That was Wayfarer.
Was it? Nice one. I like it. There's some cracking stuff. There's some cracking stuff in the chat. A lot of love in the chat tonight for Ulysses 31. That was a cartoon. I daren't talk about it because Swap Shop will get his knob out or something.
Already have.
Oh, you've got it in your hand, haven't you?
My favourite cartoon in my childhood was Battle of the Planets. Does anyone remember that?
That was shit up.
So
That's a good one.
I tracked it down and I saw the unedited proper version of it where
where
people get killed and it's like proper violent.
Science Ninja Team Gatchaman from 1973.
Yeah, it's
wow!
Really,
what a cartoon!
It was such a good show. They always had like really cool, massive bad guy robots that were a bit like Transformers. You have a dragon that would transform into a train and with guns on it everywhere, and it just had a lot of action. I just thought it was really cool, and they all had cool vehicles, and the Phoenix thing was really cool, and that was the cartoon I always watched without fail.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my favourite one of those was when Princess lost a shoe and she couldn't transmute.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Oh, yeah.
Who loses a shoe, honestly?
Well, she did, obviously. That's the price you pay for wearing 1970s clothing.
Yeah, that's fashion for you.
There was a prince.
They all had flares.
In fact, I'm green hair way before it was fashionable.
True. I'm thankful to Battle of the Planets, well, Gatchaman anyway, because it made it possible for fat bastards like me to go to cosplay, because I could go as Tiny or Ryu, whichever version you watched. In fact, there's not many. I suppose I could go as Barf's stunt double.
Yeah.
Oh, from Spaceballs.
That's not a bad
really
one.
confused for a moment there.
Yeah, there aren't many fat bastard cosplay type.
Well, there's always fat bastard.
I was going to say it's never stopped anyone before. You should see how many princesses there are at cosplay events that are just
They look like they made the entire royal family.
How many would you chat up though?
Oh, 7 of them, because I'm a very lonely man. But Trev, you should totally dress up like Big Fat Scotty from Star Trek, circa Star Trek 5.
I thought about doing that actually.
Yeah. Get the vest.
Yeah, because I've got the grey hair. I could,
and you can put on a fake mustache. You don't have to grow the mustache.
I could go around going, "Hello, computer. Hello, computer."
Yeah, just wander around with a mouse.
Yeah.
And I could walk past. I just really would love to do that because I'd walk past a couple of fat chicks and go, "Admiral, there be whales here."
So you find an attractive slight woman and make her dress up like Indiana Jones. You dress up like a boulder and just chase after her the entire time.
I don't know. I'm married. I don't have sex. One of my bollocks is as big as that these days.
Well, so you're familiar with the pursuit.
Didn't realise quite so much personal information was going to be imparted this evening.
Oh, well, this is
it's
no
a party.
This is the last of this season, so I've got really nothing to lose.
Plenty
I've
of
been a bit of a
cliffhangers.
renegade on YouTube lately, so I might as well just go with the flow.
You're a renegade on YouTube. How did that come about? What's happened there?
I don't know. People keep starting rumours about me.
Right.
Thing is,
Trev,
it's me starting.
I was going to say, if you're starting your own rumours, it doesn't quite work like that.
Yeah, but
it's fine.
It gives me that air of coolness, you know. Between me collecting my knitting patterns and me Hornby Double O stuff, it's you've got to project an image of coolness here on the tube.
I got called a woke leftist infiltrator on Open Bar last night.
Really?
I was quite proud of that title.
I know. Doesn't it spark your creativity
They banned him, and I was like, "Don't ban him. Let him hang himself. Let him keep going. I want to hear more." And somebody banned him, and I was like, "Oh."
Dude, I've been on panels and they've called me a normie, and it's been the same guy twice. And I've been like, you are the only person in my entire life who thinks I'm normal.
Yeah, man.
And you're
I would
saying
love
it
to be classed as normal at least
derogatorily.
once.
Yeah, that was pretty, and I was just moderating. I wasn't even on the panel that night, and someone came after me. I thought, who is this bell end?
Yeah, there's too many of those on YouTube these days.
There is.
Afraid so.
I am
Sword
one
in
of
the
them.
Storm says, when does season 2 start? Well, I'd give it about 3 months, and then we'll do season 2. Seems about fair, doesn't it, time wise?
Really?
Sure.
I thought the whole thing is that you were switching to Wednesdays.
Well, that's the thing. Wednesday is going to become a thing.
So is it season 2? Is it like the Disney thing where we got halfway through season 1 and then season 2 was already booked in for filming? Just whether or not it was going to be any good.
Trev's gonna be like Daredevil. We'll see in March of 2026.
I was going to say Velma, but same thing.
Oh, Velma.
Hey, I've probably got more viewers than Daredevil's going to get.
You certainly got more than Velma got.
Yep.
Well, it's not hard, is it?
Trev,
Yeah.
and I
Go on,
can I
Brian.
interrupt for a second, Trev?
Yeah, sure.
Just I'm going to have to mention this because I think the Wayfarer project's going to have an aneurysm if we don't acknowledge this live on stream. He's telling us which synthesizer was used for Soundwave, if you want to have it.
There we go. I've just seen it pop up. I was wrong. It's not a Korg. It's a Roland VP330 was used for Soundwave's voice. That is shit hot. I'm gonna see if I can get hold of one of them one day. Just have a fuck about with it. I watched
Or
the
at the very
whole.
least an emulator.
The thing is, there's a guy, and he's got like an 8-part series on YouTube somewhere. I can't remember where it is. And he hunted down every piece of equipment they used to create the Cylon voice.
Oh wow!
And it was
That's
really
niche, but kind of cool.
It was really in depth, and it was like he got all this gear together, and he got hold of a couple of guys who worked at Universal, and he looked through all their production notes and whatnot, and he had to sort of like figure it all out. And I thought that was really, if you're going to go deep on something, you might as well do it in style, and this guy really did.
Yeah, because back then there wasn't anything really set up, so you had to make it up as you went. I can't remember what show it was, but to get some of the voices weird, it went through a baffle from a Hammond organ, which is this giant wooden hollow tube that just spins really fast, and they put a microphone at one end, so the voice just kept on warbling constantly. So but no one had thought of doing that before, and it just gave it a kind of timbre to it that you couldn't get otherwise. And now you can do it just through basically this little box that you press buttons on.
Well, it's like the blaster sound from Star Wars. I saw where the guy went to like a power line here in the United States and was like cracking it with a wrench.
Yeah, that was a vibration off the power cable. I've
Yeah.
seen the footage of them recording it, and that's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Or the sound of the lightsaber, that vroom vroom vroom. That's just because they were moving it round, and it was an unshielded mic cable, and it just went near a speaker, and it was just feedback. And then they just put it in all the Star Wars movies.
Oh, I found that. I think I found that guy. Voice of the Cylon, Super JC, 5 years ago. So he's got like an 8-part little series on how it was all done and recreated. But if you're going to go full on nerd, you might as well go fucking full on nerd, aren't you, really?
Absolutely.
Let's have a look. Anything happening in the chat? But people going on about Velma. No, we don't want to talk about Velma.
No.
I've got better things to do.
It's not got a second season, has it? Velma's not got
I
it.
fucking hope not.
Velma
I'd
had
sooner look
2
at-
seasons and a Halloween special, and I think it's been consigned to the dumpster of life now. So I think it's run out
I'm
of Velma.
amazed it got a second season. Can't believe that.
Oh, what is it with shit shows? There's like shows getting second seasons and they've not even fucking aired yet.
Well, you know why that is, don't you? It's because there's a bit of a network of people. They're all mates, and the people that are at the decision in position. It's the same in the BBC. It's like a mafia basically, and you get your mate a job. That person gets another mate a job. You're all helping each other out. Those people go to the top positions. They decide what gets made, and You know, do you think they really care about the second season? All they care about is the fees that they're going to get for that second season. That's it. And then
Lovely.
Now we got to make it.
Lovely. No, then.
Well, it's kind of like Doctor Who. Didn't Disney pay up front to get the 2 seasons that they?
Yeah, they signed up for 2 seasons. I don't think they're coming back.
They got stung well and truly there.
They did.
Yeah.
God, Disney's making more fuck ups than anybody in the industry.
Very
of course.
true.
How many balls have they dropped over the last 5 or 6 years?
Well,
one every month or so.
There's an interesting way to figure this out. In 2021, the share price was about $210. It's currently sitting at about 98.
Oh, great piece of information. Thank you.
It shows how good they are, that their value has cut in half completely in 4 years.
Not a good time to be a Disney shareholder.
Not a good time at all.
What Bond? Do you do Bond videos on your channel, right? Because I think I've seen. Is that your channel I've been watching? Does all the Bond stuff?
I think
who are you talking to?
The person who's called Bond Help Desk Bond.
Oh no!
Well, gamers John Wick Bond. So
no, there's a Bond channel. There's a Bond
Fucking
channel
hell,
I
Z.
follow. And he's
Z, are you spilling your drinks again?
I did actually spill my drink. Yes.
I heard that. Go. Was that a can of Red Bull?
No. It was
yeah, shut the fuck up.
good
I'm coming to the end of my 5 gram bag, so I've got to get as much.
There we go.
Fair enough.
I love this button here. Sorry about that, Z. I was just fucking with you only a little bit.
Not your channel. Got it.
Not ideal energon, but it'll do.
Okay. And Stream Killer is Stark. Well done, sir.
Stream Killer, I've been the modicum of decency so far.
I'm surprised Scotty hasn't let the side down yet. Come on, Scotty. You're letting the side down, mate.
Give him a couple of minutes. He'll go for his
Hang on.
3-minute rant.
There's a time difference, isn't there, between here and Canada?
No, he stepped away.
He's probably gone for I would say, he'd probably gone for a
shake.
For a cigarette or a half bottle when the office open.
Yeah. You have to be careful saying protein shake because that could be a euphemism for something else.
Well, yes, a kitchen. Yeah. No, we've talked about this, haven't we? Anyway.
I was on about like a man wax thing.
Oh, fair enough.
Man wanks?
No. Oh dear.
After the stream, I said after the stream.
You've got to be careful when Z's in the chat, man.
Yeah.
Set these things up.
Nice to have you back, sir. Jesus. I'm loving all these. Do you know, I said it was going to go to shit, and I'm glad it has in a way, because, you know, it's good fun. We're not following the rules. We're not following the regulations. We're just going for it. Fucking about on a Friday night, letting our hair down. For those of us that have still got hair, you know, you've got to have a laugh. You've got to have a laugh.
I wasn't aware there were any rules.
I've been relatively behaved on a Fubar Friday.
You have, indeed, sir. Apart from the other day when you were giving it some, and everybody in the chat was really appreciating your volume level.
That was a restream.
Well, that's
issue.
okay, because now that my audio has been rectified, everybody else can provide the noise. Isn't that right, gentlemen?
Well, we seem to have a bit of noise in the background, but we'll just ignore that for now.
Sounds like someone moving a dead body.
Yeah.
Thudding the
Don't tell anybody.
Do you know, women, you know, used to be... Women are great at getting rid of dead bodies. They can bury a stiff way out of shovel, can't they?
Oh, my.
Was that like a whole big episode?
Anyway. Hello, Drew Gordon in the chat, who says the most funniest word. Semen. Nice.
Every time I watch The Hunt for Red October, I think about all of those seamen.
Yeah,
in Das Boot, Crimson Tide. Look at all the seamen.
Yeah, can you imagine Sean Connery doing gay porn? Yes, I'm going down on some semen later.
I am a seaman.
I heard that through the grapevine. Word on the street is that I've heard that through the grapevine. The wire's hot, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my!
The rumor mill is afoot.
Yeah, but I love rumors. It's one of my favorite Fleetwood Mac albums.
Yeah, that's a good album.
Yeah.
I thought you were on about
The
the
word
Time
of
X Social
mouth,
Club
you know.
song. Never mind.
The passing of gossip, spilling the tea, as it were.
Spilling the
These,
tea? What are you?
synonymous terms.
Do you have to call
that are
the
being
midwife?
utilized.
Jesus.
Spilling
Oh,
the tea? No,
there's
just
one
Boston.
word in particular that just eluded a certain individual for a while because he would just never heard of it. But
Johnny,
word on the
lad.
street is
What
word
the-
on the street is I learned it relatively recently, and isn't that pretty neat?
Johnny,
What
what the
word?
bloody hell are you going on about, lad?
It's
Oh,
garlic bread.
just a little bit of that old
Bread with
scuttlebutt.
garlic.
I was going to say the last time I was speaking like that, I was high as a kite. It's like, that's the word on the street, man. Yeah.
No, you stay down there now. You've been smoking something, haven't you?
No. What?
Yes.
What
Everybody
if,
Yes,
see
I have.
Free Jack? I was in there with Emilio Estevez.
I
was
loved
the
him in Mission
Zendik in that movie. And I got Jerry a part in it too.
Come on, they're burning money.
who? Disney?
Yes.
Ah.
I'll be doing that on Solid Bees at some point as well, which is a video series that's in production at the moment. It took me 5 days just to do 4 seconds of motion graphics, and I was like cock a hoop.
How has your editing journey gone? I saw that you were like, for people who don't appreciate editors, I just wasted a day doing 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So how has your editing adventure
pretty
gone,
nice.
sir?
I can edit. I can edit with me eyes shut. It's just the motion graphics stuff because I'm using DaVinci Resolve.
Yeah, I
and
use
it's
that.
quite involved. Yeah, with the fusion bit it goes very. That's Rabbit Hole City.
I haven't used that, but I really like
yeah.
their editing software. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's pretty bob on, and it's free.
Yeah,
Really?
exactly.
Can't argue
That,
with that.
that's why I like
Yeah,
it.
DaVinci 19 is
That's why I like it.
DaVinci
Yeah,
19.
it's not bad.
Write this down.
For those of you who've seen the intros to the upcoming videos I'll be doing, any thoughts? Do they cut the mustard, or are they all right?
It's
I
very,
think they're
very
pretty
fine.
great.
They're pretty good.
I haven't seen one. Can we see one now?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's your work.
Yeah, and you'll see it when I do the videos.
Okay,
Oh.
that makes sense. That makes sense. I like the exclusivity.
on the
I like
wraps.
the exclusivity.
Well, how are we
Plus,
supposed to have seen it then?
edging. Yeah.
Plus, I don't want to give the game away yet.
All right.
I want to keep people interested, and
All right. All right. You're a princess. I get it.
says you.
I do.
Now, pots and kettles, please.
Yeah, no, I am a princess as well.
The
Well,
only
I mean,
cock
if we-
I love is mine, and I'm not interested in anybody else's. Thank
Well,
you.
if we're talking about princesses,
Yes.
Snow White was good.
You liked it?
No.
Oh.
The funny thing is, for a 90-minute movie, I've had more fun watching 12 hours worth of reviews.
So you did actually go and see it then?
No, I haven't. I downloaded
See?
a torrent.
Liar.
I downloaded a torrent of it.
Oh, okay.
I
So-
still
but-
want a refund.
But you did sit down and watch it. You spent 90 minutes of your time watching.
Yeah, you'll
And
never get that
I
right.
regret
Yeah.
every single bit of it because, there were bits visually, there were some bits that were quite nice, and Rachel Ziegler can sing a couple of good songs. The rest of it was shit. If anything good comes out of the Snow White movie, it will be the porn parody where Gal Gadot's evil queen is a dominatrix, and that is going to be it.
First
I
things
need to
first.
tell you about the Dirty movie's been done many moons ago.
Yeah, there have been 7
That doesn't surprise
dwarves
me.
fucking Snow White since 1986. And also, her name is pronounced Gal Gadot.
It is Gal Gadot. I apologize about that.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing. There is no umbrage. But like seriously, I don't care. I don't care about Snow White. I don't care about the original. I don't care about the remakes. I never saw the one with Lily Collins, even though va-va-va-voom. I didn't see Snow White in the Huntsman. I understand that Rachel Ziegler is an abrasive personality, but seriously,
She's a twat.
gentlemen, find where your penises are and say, I have no interest.
Mhm.
She obviously fucked her way into the job.
Oh.
I think she went through the thing of being
Like
this is
Kathy
going-
Kennedy.
Yeah,
Wasn't she a
this is going to
Disney
be
kid?
the next hot person. She's going to be the one who's going to be in the movies. You know, like sort of like the next generation Pedro Pascal. So like, great, going to be in everything. I didn't know. No one in charge realised what a toxic person she was.
Just a quickie, Brian.
Yeah.
Dalek Bread says, Snow Tight. Was that the name of the film you watched?
No, but it would have been a fantastic alternative title. Just a green.
What about this one, Blow White from Common People?
Like, it would be so terrible if we started calling Rachel Ziegler Snow Loose. Exactly.
Sword in the Storm rightly says,
Snow White sure has a big pussy. Sorry.
Geez, you
Has
got
a
a big
big
pussy.
pussy.
Geez, you got a big pussy. I said, why did you say it twice? I didn't.
I
It was
didn't.
because of the echo.
Bingo.
Jill is mentioning that she should be editing right now. We do well, I apologize that we're distracting you from your work.
Just to slightly agree with it, Scotty, for a bit. I think it is that Snow White is a bit of a strange hill to die on. But having said that, if I could be devil's advocate, it really is the kind of the perfect storm of Disney disaster. And it's probably why most people are covering it.
Well, also, Rachel Zegler is not a box office pull. The only successful film that she's been in was The Hunger Games from 2023.
She couldn't be a tramp's cock pull.
No, West Side Story flopped, Shazam flopped, Y2K flopped, Spellbound, I think that was straight
I
to
tell you what's a good
Netflix.
idea. Why don't we stick Dora the Explorer in an Alien movie? That'd work.
Oh, no, she was cute. You get off of Dora's back.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a backpack that's supposed to be there, remember?
Flav says Zegler was plucked from obscurity by Spielberg based on some YouTube clips he'd seen.
A bit like Kathleen Kennedy then.
Are you sure it wasn't a different kind of video site?
Got Spielberg to blame for this, have we?
Remember back in the, like, there was sort of, and it's interesting that Spielberg was the one who sort of quote unquote discovered Rachel Ziegler, is that there was sort of a pulling actors and actresses up off of Broadway and stage and theater. And that would be like so many through history have done that. And then I think Rachel Ziegler is one of the first ones that has been taken out of sort of localized theater and put in an international spotlight and doesn't know what the fuck to do with it. And starts proselytizing.
No matter how talented she thinks she is,
yeah,
the muff still stings.
And also not like maybe she is talented. Like as Lance said, like she can sing. She does have musical theater talent.
When did I say that?
Yeah,
who
said
here?
All right,
you're fighting somebody else, buddy.
All right, fine.
I haven't seen her sing. I've heard she can sing, but I haven't seen it.
Well, somebody did. Maybe it was me.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Maybe it was
I honestly don't think I'll
Whoa.
see it. I'm gonna just. Skip
I'm not.
it.
No, of course you're not, because you're a middle-aged fucking heterosexual man.
And you're not.
I'm gonna. Skip
No, I
it.
totally am. I swear, I'm deeply closeted.
Oh dear.
I think Disney's next big move is to do a Rachel Zegler movie with The Rock, Jack Black.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but what if
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, I was about to say Pedro Pascal.
That'd be
What
the
if they
ultimate,
remake-
ultimate lineup.
What if they remake Lethal Weapon and it's Rachel Ziegler and Daisy Ridley?
Oh my god.
No.
Take that idea and stick it up your fucking arse sideways.
I will. I'll buy the diddler.
Diddler. Oh my god! Don't say that.
Why?
Trev,
Sounds like a bad
you
guy on
got- you
Batman.
got
It's a
spam
brand
bot on your
name.
Twitch.
Okay, cocky.
Trev, you got a
yes.
spam bot on your Twitch.
It's all right.
I'm reporting it already.
Nice. Anyway, I want to move on from Snow White because talking about this is just fucking.
Can I make a recommendation to the panel for something that I caught the other night, which I don't
Clap.
think any of you will have seen?
Go on.
Very quickly. I was searching for the film Black Bag, which Drinker had recommended. I was trying to see if I could find it anywhere.
Yeah.
Didn't come
Friend of
across
mine
that,
said it was
but
great.
I came across a show that AMC had produced in 2022 called The Dirty Black Bag, which is a gritty kind of Western, 1 season, 8 episodes with Dominic Cooper. And oh my God, people die in this show and they die horribly. And just as you're getting to think, oh, this is the lead character of the show, then they kill that person really horribly. And then you're like, this is the lead character of the show. And then that person dies really horribly. It's a fucking great show. I recommend it. If you like your Westerns and you like them really gritty, it's almost sort of borderline Sisu kind of humor.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's on AMC Plus. I'm gonna have to check that out because
it is good. It's AMC. Yeah. It's got a really good production team behind it. It's got a pretty big budget. Shot in Spain and Italy, as opposed to the usual kind of Wild West.
And that's on Amazon.
AMC.
It's AMC.
But you can get it through Amazon Prime. There's a link for.
I tell you what, I've still to watch. Speaking of westerns, I downloaded the movie that got Kevin Costner fired from Yellowstone. Is it Horizon?
Oh, I saw that at the cinema. One of only 2 people in the cinema. The first part. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've yet to check that out. Anyway, something else I wanted to bring up since I heard the news. I've been commiserating. Apparently, the green light has been given to redo Starship Troopers. Anybody got any thoughts on that?
I saw that last week.
No.
Yeah. It doesn't need doing.
They could do a good TV series if it's done in the same style as the original movie with a proper budget. I reckon there's room for a series, but a reboot I would not like to see. Maybe an expansion of the first show. You could even bring back some of the same cast in like older roles, like Rico could be a general now, or
he already is a general in the sequels.
Yeah, right. So something, if it's got the right budget behind it, as opposed to those lame ass sequels that they tried to make with no money.
I have a series of questions. First things first, do you know who Neil Blomkamp is?
Yeah, he's amazing.
Do you like him?
I think he's great. If he's doing it, I'm all in.
Yeah,
everyone, and he's the guy who was supposed to be doing it. Now, everybody was totally on board when he was going to like revamp the direction of the Alien franchise.
Yeah,
until Ridley Scott scuppered it.
Yeah, until Ridley Scott scuppered it.
Did you see what the cast said about that at Edinburgh Comic Con? The cast all was sitting there in their Q&A, and they all went, "Wish we'd seen the Neil Blomkamp version. That's the one we wanted to see."
And so it does kind of make sense that Neil Blomkamp would be a person who is capable of continuing the spirit and being able to provide the artistic talent of Starship Troopers. So when people say they don't want it, I get it, because we've been burned so many times. But Neil Blomkamp, you're okay with him. Like, people were okay with him taking over the Alien franchise. And if you take it a step down, I'm okay with him. Who directed Starship Troopers?
Paul. But you raise an interesting point about
Verhoeven.
taking over.
When Verhoeven says, "Would you like to learn more?" Neil Blomkamp can tell me more. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
I'd like
the film that made a satire of fascism and got labelled a fascist promoting film.
Yes.
And that's why it didn't do as well as it did at the box office, because of one single review in the US, and everybody in Europe got a hold of that review, and they kind of ran with it without actually seeing the movie.
It was packed when I went to see it in the UK, which is nuts. It was like the cinema was rammed. It was full.
I think it came over here, and the whole concept was it's mindless violence is basically what
we were all up for
every
it.
review was saying. It was sort of like it's got nothing but just loads of shooting and there's blood and guts flying everywhere. So people saw it for that. It was only in the later years that people actually went, actually, it's quite a satirical look at a military society.
Very clever.
Yeah.
Hey, and something after we did the stream about Starship Troopers, I did a bit more digging into the Federation. And do you know where the Federation started? Go on, you're going to love this.
Brazil?
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's all the cocaine they've got up there from the oil rigs.
I wouldn't know.
Aside from being notoriously cheap, Scotsmen are known for being drunk 16 to 17 hours of the day.
As someone who's got
the
a lot
irony
of
from-
Scottish relatives, I have never met a tight Scotsman yet.
The irony of that
My
statement coming
name
out
is
from a
Scott, and I
from a-
am drunk 17 to 16 hours out of a day.
Betty Ford Clinic graduate, Scotty.
Yeah, well, no, but I don't like American presidents, first ladies.
Right. Now,
When I
totally
went
true.
drinking in Scotland, I didn't pay for any drinks. I
When-
tried, but they wouldn't let me pay. So just saying.
See,
When
Don't,
Prince
uh,
Philip was alive, he went up to Scotland and he decided to have a conversation with some locals. And I kid you not, it is on record as him saying to a Scottish driving instructor, "How do you keep them off the booze long enough to pass a test?"
as you do.
That is totally true.
Says the
Yeah,
man
I
who's
remember
married to
that.
his own
Well.
second cousin.
Rest his soul and bless his cotton socks.
Mind you, this is the guy who went to China and said to an English exchange student, "Don't stay out here too long, you'll go all slitty-eyed."
Nice.
Oh, casual racism. Thank you,
Anyway,
England.
Joaquin Wardrobe says in the chat, I thought Blomkamp was busy working on District 10. That will never happen. It would be good. I would like to see what happened to Wickus. Did he get turned back into a human? Will we ever know? I don't know at all.
No. When they went home,
Yeah,
when
fucking
the
prawn
prawns
men.
went home, when the prawns went home, you know they're coming back with an invasion force.
Oh yeah.
See, it's
an act of war. It's an act of war.
Have
what
you
we did.
noticed, though, the South African accent? It kind of comes across a bit like a Brummie accent. And it's weird watching District 9. It's like, hey, fucking hell, log, fucking hell, I'm fucking the prawn, log, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Fucking hell. It's like, nice.
I was born there. I was born in Johannesburg, Joburg.
I thought they were going to say Birmingham.
And I worked in a warehouse in Australia, and when I spoke to the owner of the sort of satellite company that I was working for, he was from South Africa, and it was a very clipped. You did the perfect impression. You sounded exactly like a South African.
Right. Although I was doing a Birmingham accent. No, I'm not going to fucking do that.
Really? I thought you were about to go diplomatic immunity.
See, but he was South African.
You can say the word "kaffa" correctly, then you know you can do a South African
I'm
accent.
really
Say
Paulie
"kaffa."
Yates is dead.
Oh
soon?
no, it's so amazing.
Too soon.
Well, if
No,
they're
no, not soon enough.
No, I don't think, even if it is Blomkamp, I don't think I would like to see, you know, I know for a fact the first port of call he's going to make is Weta Workshops, doing all the CGI and practical effects. That I could imagine him doing a really good job of, but he seems to have this very, I don't know, it's a very unique style as Blomkamp.
Well, Trev, like, do you think he's going to do it like a remake of RoboCop or a remake of Total Recall? Or do you think he's going to be faithful to the original film?
But apparently
not the source material.
Book. He's going back to the book.
Oh, so it's going to be a flat out reboot.
Well, a reimagining, I suppose he'll come out with.
Well, if a reimagining is a reboot. So Rico and Dizzy aren't going to be a part of this.
Well, it remains to be seen.
All right,
it might not even happen because we all know the wind blows up a lot of arses in Hollywood, and lips.
I can't wait.
And that's as far
all
as
I
it
want.
goes.
Tony, don't you agree? Don't you want Hollywood to blow smoke up my ass? Your ass. I want them to just blow smoke.
I don't
Listen,
know.
if I need more thrust to get out of, get to terminal velocity, I mean.
No, you have to reconsider what blowing smoke considers. What it does.
Jesus. We ought to call you Wurzel Punnage.
You know this is a late night stream, don't you? When we start delving into these.
Are we live? Did we go live?
We can tell it's Friday night.
Trev.
Hello.
Right, Old Man Bird in the chat. Last few comments, he's been talking about sort of like recasting. If you could recast people in the movie, he said Alice Eve to replace Denise Richards.
Oh,
I don't know if that would work.
No.
I think Sydney Sweeney could replace Denise
yes.
Richards.
Oh,
I agree.
Because we're
Sydney
talking
Sweeney.
about.
Sydney Sweeney needs to be in the sequel.
And
But we're
everybody
talking
Well,
about
would go,
someone with the good assets, not necessarily a kind of whole person. But then who would you get to replace everyone else? Who would play
Dizzy?
Dizzy?
hey,
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris could play Carl because he'd still
Yeah,
looks
no,
the
Neil-
fucking
Yes,
same.
he still looks the part.
Jesus.
Like,
But
okay.
who would play everyone?
I've said it 1,000 times. If you've heard it before, I apologize that it's a repeat. But I think that Sydney Sweeney is a woman facially who looks like she drank paint, and everyone is excited because she has tits or something. And I
And
think
that's why
that
she should
she
play
is
Carmen.
exactly. And I agree with you. I'm not against this idea. And so now the question is, who is Dizzy? And I don't know, Ana de Armas?
I don't know, but Dina May has been enjoying a bit of a popularity surge,
she
hasn't she?
has.
On
Yes,
Twitter?
she has. The Dizzy versus Carmen debate exploded.
And that was all started by our stream.
And
We kicked the ball
Dizzy
rolling
won.
again.
That was
Dizzy's winning.
nuts.
Hands over.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Dizzy
I don't think
superiority forever, man.
think I would like to see that particular IP rebooted. And some things just need to be left alone. Is Hollywood that creatively destitute?
Yes.
And they've got to keep
No.
regurgitating. And when something
Yes.
doesn't work, they'll just keep redoing it and redoing it, like they did with Spider-Man. Because I thought the Tobey Maguire stuff was great. And then, oh no, we've got to do it again, but with Andrew Garfield. And I thought he was really good. And then, oh no, he only gets 2 movies. We'll go on to Tom Holland now, because he's more bankable. It rhymes with bankable anyway.
Well, look at the Disney remakes, the live remakes, and now with the MCU having to bring back Tony Stark and all the member berries to try and plead for people to come back to the movie theater. So I think they are bankrupt.
Do you
Otherwise,
think
they
that-
wouldn't
do you
keep
think that's-
rehashing old titles.
Do you think that's a bit of a jump the shark move, having Robert Downey Jr. return as Doctor Doom?
Yes,
Yeah.
because there were
Yeah.
better ways
Agreed.
you could have brought him back if you were intent on doing that.
Who would have made a better? Because I'm sure.
Mads
Dolph
Mikkelsen.
Lundgren.
Mads? God.
That's Mikkelsen.
Dolph Lundgren.
Thrawn.
He's got the accent. He's got the scientific background. He could channel a physical
man.
presence. Dolph
Ooh.
Lundgren.
Maybe Michael Fassbender.
I'd like Michael
know.
Fassbender. I think
Michael
that would be
Anthony
good.
Hopkins.
Oh
Right.
no,
And
too nice.
They ought to just leave it alone. Drew Gordon in the chat says, I thought that they were going to go back to the source of the novel with the ST reboot, like John Carpenter did with the Who Goes There, Stroke the Thing. And Dizzy's a bloke in the book who dies on the second page.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think Rico's going to want to shag a bloke. Or maybe he will. Who
Well,
knows?
it's going to be
Oh.
a dead bloke by the time
Mitch
they get around to
Pileggi
it.
as Rashak. That's pretty good.
Hey, speaking of Mitch Pileggi, he's going to be in the first Solid Bees review coming up soon on YouTube on this channel.
What if The Rock? What if The Rock was Doctor Doom?
Fucking hell.
No.
I know. I
no.
knew it would make
Fuck-
you angry as soon as
Fuck
I
the
said it.
Rock.
You
in
sounded
his
like you just
stupid
came
Quit
now.
trying to anger people.
MC says too many reboots, sequels, remakes, and prequels. Plenty of new material out there. I
Yeah.
agree. Hollywood needs the people in Hollywood need to go out and get off the fucking arses and go and
So-
find something that's original, something different, something
But-
fresh, and,
Well,
and then go
I
with
think
it.
part of it is with the whole DEI and ESG that
And
you've
no,
flushed a lot of the talent
But
away.
go on.
That needs to fuck off as well.
And the people that you have left don't have the creativity to create something new.
Thing is, when
that-
you've got the power of one and you've got the power of many, it doesn't
Yeah.
work out.
I am a firm believer in the movie Megalopolis, the Francis Ford Coppola, Adam
sorry,
Driver
Scotty.
starring. Yeah, no, I saw it. I didn't see it in IMAX, but I saw it and I loved it. I thought it was something that I wouldn't ever see in these sort of hostess potato chip superhero movies. There were things that I wouldn't ever experience, and yet they were fantastical on the same level. And yeah, no, that's fine. Chuckle. But
lost over 100 million though, so you're probably not
I
going to
don't.
see it again.
You know what? My ticket didn't change cost based on its losses. I am going to buy the Steelbook, and it's a British release. The North American release for Megalopolis has been canceled based on audience absolute disregard for that film. I think it's something in movies that I have never seen before, and I don't think I'll ever see again. I think it's a single vision, and whether or not you think it is successful or not, like I think it's it's an interesting vision from a director that I do admire. And if it's a failure, I appreciate that shooting for the hoops.
Well, at least it wasn't a sequel or a reboot, which I mean, at least it was original. I haven't seen it yet. I would like to see it. I haven't seen it yet. I tell you what,
I give it 5 stars.
But the big problem is, speaking from somebody who's in the trenches of the industry, is the mid-budget films have all disappeared. Now everybody wants to make either a film for under 5 million, which means you're extremely limited in terms of the stars you can get, the distribution you're going to get, or you're going to go straight to a platform or whatever. Or they want to make films in the Marvel region, over this 200 million, 300 million, ridiculous sized budgets that have got to make X amount to recoup. All the kind of middle films, the ones that were shot for around 30, 40 mil, you can't get funding for those anymore.
Yeah,
you've got to go
you make
right
a great
to the
point,
top.
because I think Drinkers made that point. That
Yeah,
could make 10 films and make money as opposed to going for the one shot in the dark and oops, now I've lost my shirt.
Yeah, then there just needs to be a complete rethink of the way that the studios are doing their output. Because if they make more mid-budget films, they can take more risks. With younger filmmakers.
That's the
and
problem.
Stuff like that.
They're not prepared to take decent risks.
Unfortunately.
But and you bring up The Drinker, and I appreciate that people like this fan fiction of Metal Gear Solid and Tom Clancy bullshit, and you're like, oh no, The Drinker, he's a writer. Sure he is. And then you look at someone like Mega Geek, who's making Rebecca Gold. Rebecca Gold is 7,000 times superior to anything that The Drinker has done. And it's like,
hang on, what do you mean? You're talking about,
what's the name of Critical Drinker's superhero?
You're talking about the Jack, whatever it
Ryan
was.
Drake.
Ryan Drake. Ryan Drake is a Trisket. He is exactly the same as a Jack Ryan or a fucking Reacher. He's just a
reach around.
Right.
Yeah, he is a reach around. He is Snake Plissken. He is absolutely generic in every situation. But then you go and you look at what Mega Geek is doing. I believe his name is Ian. You can find him on
Ian Diaz.
Yeah, that's him. And he is looking for people who want to hear the story of his heroine, and he's doing exactly. She's a completely capable lesbian woman, hit woman. And he's doing it in a way that he's like, I don't want to draw attention. Yeah, whistle away while you work and bitch about Snow White, you fucking dwarf. So, but I'm just saying, there are options all over the internet to find different stories.
It's kind of apples and oranges there, Scotty. They're two completely different things.
That's the point I was trying to make. They're not.
It's probably true.
They're not remotely similar, and also Drinker had almost no input in the film. It's just based on his character.
Good. I love a creator with no creative input.
No, he wasn't involved in the film project.
Well, that sucks. Then it has nothing to do with him.
He gave them the rights, and he did some adjustments.
So he sold out. He did it for money.
No,
well, that's what you said.
Listen, mate, I can get the point out if you let me stop interrupting.
No,
basically, the guys approached him from a production company and said, "We would like to make a pilot about your character. Can we have permission to do that? This is what we propose to do." I was the one who came up with the idea of crowdfunding it. So I've been on the ground with this from the very beginning. So he was involved to that degree, but he made it quite clear because he wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. I'm not really going to be involved in this. And it's a pitch deck, basically, is what they made. They made a pitch.
It looks
pilot.
like it.
Yeah, it's a pitch pilot. It's not a finished film. It's not a pilot. It's basically just a presentation of the show might look something like this, but we need it to be properly funded. And he's got his views on the finished product. I've got my views on the finished product. That's a bit different.
So do I.
From Ian's made a character completely of his own making. He's gone out, got some money, made it for almost nothing. He's done a great job with it. I think I think what he's done for.
And I think that Ian's is superior.
But it's two different. It's like whoever said that. It's apples and oranges. That's two completely different ways of making a project. And Will was completely hands off.
It's an action platform, and the difference is a male protagonist versus a female protagonist. And I think that Ian's is better.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Sure.
But that wasn't my point of bringing up Drinker. It was to the point, Outcast's point about mega films and making 10 films at 30 million as opposed to one at 300. Yeah, I wasn't. I like Ian's work too, but that's not to drag down on Drinker. I haven't seen his work. I've seen his book.
But that's what I'm.
That's what I'm trying to point. I don't want to drag the point I was making with Outcast into taking shots at Drinker. That was not my point.
Right. It's okay. It's okay. I don't care for the lad. Good for him. He's a very handsome sir.
And on that note, let's talk about something else. Stark, you said you've got some breaking news apparently.
Yes, I believe we lost somebody. He goes straight to video movies a lot. I believe we lost Wings Hauser. I just got information.
Shit.
Yeah.
That he passed today, I think.
And he built Airwolf too.
He built Airwolf.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, my only knowledge of Wings Hauser, the thing that I have affection for, is Siege of Firebase Gloria. With the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You kind of thrown me there. He was Cole Hauser's dad, who's in Yellowstone. Yeah, it's a bit of a bugger, isn't it?
He did a load of straight to video movies in the 1980s, some of which were all right. But he wasn't a bad actor. I think he could have, if he'd been given the right project, I think he was capable of doing a lot more than the stuff he was given. But,
I'm just looking at his IMDb because I couldn't remember his name. His name's Gerald Hauser, and he actually has the moniker "the biggest star you've never heard of."
Yeah,
and he has appeared in so much stuff. This is insane. The list is huge.
Straight to the set,
all of it straight to video.
One of the best films he was in was A Soldier's Story, 1984. If you can get hold of that, that's well worth checking out.
He starred in Rubber, the movie about the homicidal tire.
that I haven't heard of before.
2010. It's bizarre.
Get it right. It's a lonely tire.
Can you find us a picture of that help desk? Because you're good at finding out these obscure things.
What, the movie Rubber?
Well, a picture of said tire.
That's
just a picture of a tire.
I love Rubber. It's great.
No, it just doesn't leave a lot to the imagination, does it? I was just being facetious, but never mind. Anyway, now that we've all calmed down, no more. Right, you're on a warning, Scotty. Stop being a bitch.
How about a picture of Airwolf 2?
That'd be nice.
All right.
Yeah, I likes a bit of Airwolf. In a world where there's 8 Jan Michael Vincents and 16 quadrants, there can only be a Jan Michael Vincent in a quadrant. You can't be in 2 quadrants at the same time.
I do like that Jan Michael
Vincent fever. Yeah, nice one, Morty. There we go.
He came to a terrible end, John Michael Vincent, didn't he?
He what?
came to a terrible end, John Michael
Yeah,
Vincent.
he lost his legs. He'd been in about 6 or 7 car crashes. He was a pisshead, bless him. Did a lot of drugs with Gary Busey back in the day, apparently. Sausage, buttered sausage. What's he doing? What's he thinking about? Even though that was AI generated, but I like that thing on Impractical Jokers, is it? Where they wind him up in a coffee shop. A guy keeps calling him Nick Nolte and he loses his shit.
Oh, God, yes. I've only seen that once, but that is ridiculously funny.
And he really does lose his fucking shit at this guy. And he's got like an earpiece in, and the lads in the back room, it's a bit like Beatles About, and they're going, say this to him, say that to him. They're like egging him on. And Gary Busey's just fucking raging. You could just see him going purple.
Yeah. The whole point of Impractical Jokers is they tell you to do something and you have to do it, no matter how ridiculous it is. And it's slowly escalated up to a point where one of them is going to eventually get killed.
Well, that's going to happen, isn't it? Because you see all these people on social media doing all these pranks. There's that one guy, and is he Hispanic? And he goes around and goes, hey, you want to catch a fade? And all this shit. And I'm surprised he hasn't been shot yet. Because it's bound to happen. Because there was one guy pranking somebody in a mall in America, and he got shot in the stomach, didn't they, by this guy?
Jeez.
It was getting harassed, and you know, he just turned around and shot this guy. And what about that? What's his name? That twat who's just got done in Korea.
Oh, Johnny Somali.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they lock him up and throw away the
I know this sounds really awful and it's a bit TMI, but I hope he gets bummed in jail.
Yeah.
I hope he drops the soap of epic proportions.
Disrespectful little shit.
He was.
Little bastards like that need a slap.
I was going to say, if you haven't heard the story of Johnny Somali, it's really disturbing. He's a live streamer who just streams constantly, no matter what he's doing, and he just went to places, and it was just so disrespectful. That's all. Like, he deserves to be just locked up and thrown away the key.
Yeah, there's certain parts of Asia you don't go doing what he did, and what he did to people in Japan. I'm surprised somebody just didn't twat him.
Didn't he just go to Japan and just keep on saying Nagasaki over and over again, really loud?
Nagasaki, Hiroshima.
Yeah.
That was it.
My God.
Really original shit, let's face it.
Yeah, that's not good.
Not good.
Stream killer.
Sorry. Listen, we can go back to talking about Snow White if you're going to be like that.
Next topic.
No.
Does anybody want to talk about anything in particular?
I watched
Erectile
episode
dysfunction.
4. I'm probably the only person. on the
Erectile
planet.
dysfunction it is. Brian's chosen the topic. Swap shop, what do you know about limp cock syndrome?
Everything, actually.
I once saw a cartoon once. My brother, bless him, rented a cartoon from the video shop, and me being the young chap that I was at the time thought, this would be a good thing to watch. He's left this cartoon here. And quickly realised it wasn't the kind of cartoon I should have been watching because one of the characters was called Master Limpcock. Has anybody seen King Dick? Anybody ever see King Dick?
Yeah, I know the film you're talking about.
I need to look this up.
Yeah, look it
It's
up.
like one of those films like 9 Lives of Fritz the Cat and Fletch Gordon and
Oh God,
those.
Fritz the Cat. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
Fritz
didn't.
the cat.
He didn't leave a film in the video player after that. I can tell you.
Yeah.
I love Fritz the cat. I love R. Crumb comics. Period.
Yeah.
I have a big omnibus of just about
A what?
R. Crumb comic.
What did you say?
Release, and I have a big omnibus.
Oh, I thought you said you got a big omnipus. I was getting a bit worried there.
That's a totally different thing to look through.
It's got just about every R. Crumb comic ever published in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't. Yeah, it's all good. But nobody's biggest dickers. Somebody's been watching Monty Python.
And his wife, Incontinentia.
What's this one?
Your buttocks dickus.
Mel says in the chat, I hate pranks when they're on me. I'd flip. People would get thrown around a bit. Harsh words would be spoken. And anybody else would too.
Yeah.
You know?
See, back in the days of sort of like trigger happy TV, it was funny. It was.
It wasn't. Dom Jolly is about as funny as finding a fucking lump on your nut.
But it was quite innocent. There was nothing particularly over the top or garish about it.
Wasn't anything
It was just,
vindictive about it, was there?
No.
Yeah,
it was
tell
a
me.
guy with a giant inflatable phone shouting into it.
I don't know.
I can
my
tell
sort of
by your
voice-
accent that you have subjected
sake.
yourself to video nasty.
Hello.
So you know.
Trev's talking, so I'll just fucking railroad him all the time. Hello, Scotty. How are you, dog? You all right?
No, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I should shut
Shut
up.
the fuck up, Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I think Balls of Steel is the right level of like prank. If anybody's seen Balls of Steel.
Is Balls of Steel the one that has the big gay following on it?
It is, where the bloke goes up and he goes, what do you think about this? Where's the train station?
Never heard of it.
Fancy a bum? Excuse me? A bum, a bum. A bit of man-on-man action. No, you might enjoy it. No, not for me, mate.
Anybody here a smoker? Can I bum a fag?
That means different in English.
Yeah.
No, it means something different in English, and then it's a can of worms.
Stream
I
killer.
share the
term.
same continent with this guy.
Stream killer.
Don't worry, we're gonna be overtaken by your superior government.
I'm glad I am such an amoeba in the sea of YouTube. Like this video will not get above 200 and odd views, and
I was hoping to get followers.
Eugene's giving me some. Yeah, I can do the transcript reading of the Knights Who Say Knee verbatim as all roles involved, including the O'Krone scene with Rob the Shrubber. So
Who needs a transcript? Every British person has that set in their memory.
Yeah, it's
Am I
basically like
British?
the allegiance
Am
to the
I
flag.
Along with the
British?
Dead Parrot sketch and the Cheese Shop sketch.
Oh, which one do you want it? You know what I wanted? The thing is, the best Monty Python sketch that I've ever seen is the dancing with the slapping fish.
yes,
That's my favorite.
I like the Institute.
No
of Silly
dialogue.
Walks.
No dialogue.
I
It's
like
genius.
the Institute of Silly Walks.
That one, I think the fish slapping one and military fairy are probably the two best.
Mel says to Flab, even Jeremy Beadle annoyed me, and Noel Edmonds. I'm intolerant of piss artists. There's some people who just can't pull off pranks. Noel Edmonds wasn't one of them because his pranks were just, I don't know, they weren't even funny.
Evil shenanigans.
Just, not fun shenanigans, evil shenanigans.
It went a bit over the top with Mr. Blobby. I think that was where it kind of screwed up for Noel Edmonds.
Oh, when he got that bloke killed and when he had that elephant shot.
Oh, God. Remember that one? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the elephant got stuck in a door or something, didn't it?
I don't know, he had it shot. Gavin Blackburn says, in 10 years when Trev's a megastar, yeah, you're fucking dreaming. This stream's going to get him cancelled. I won't be alive in 10 years' time.
I'm going to accept full responsibility.
Do you? You should. Nobody knows how many bags of pork scratchings I'm on a week. I'll be lucky to be around.
Not if you're measuring it by bags.
Shut up, oil bath. Anyway,
It doesn't depend on how big those bags are, Trev.
Oh, thanks the
Measure it in pigs. That's the way you should do it.
All right.
Hey,
Tom's come
wheels
up
are
with a
coming
good-
off a little bit now, aren't they?
Tom's
You
come
don't
up
get
with a
this
good
on
Monty
other
Python
streams,
sketch.
you know.
Yes,
You
you
don't.
do.
You get quality on other streams, not like the shit you get here. And I'm proud of this shit.
Yeah.
I quite enjoy it, you know? I don't think it's bad at all.
I'm not to
Mondays,
stand on my own soapbox, but I'm going to totally stand on my own soapbox. The production value of last night's show was awesome on my.
I wasn't on last night.
You need to pop the tape in and rewind it, and it was very, very good. It's very good. I'm proud of it.
Tom says
That's
Ministry
why
of
I've
Silly
done it a
Walks
while.
is a classic.
Is it?
Yes.
Sure is.
Yes.
It is indeed.
Absolutely. There's a very weak ending. That's the only problem it's got.
You know,
Now,
they keep trying
what?
to cancel John Cleese, and that's not happening, is it? Anytime soon, I don't
No.
think.
I think, but that
Especially
was
now Trump's in control.
I think the problem.
I think-
Yeah, Brian, you're right.
Go
Ministry
ahead.
of Silly Walks has a bad ending, but I think that was the point about a lot of Monty Python sketches, where there was never a punchline. It just kind of all of them just kind of faded out into something else, and
Yeah.
that was started by Spike Milligan, when he did the TV series called Q. It's
Oh,
like
that
none
was
of the
great.
jokes had an ending. When you had sort of like Not Only But Also, which was incredibly good.
Because it's the premise that's supposed to be the funny part
Yeah.
rather than the actual
Yeah.
punchline. But one thing that the different level in Tally, but the Fast show did, it cut these things off really quickly, which gave it more of a comedic effect.
Yeah, again, that was a lot more refined on what Monty Python.
That was a show
started.
what tried too hard and failed in places, sadly.
Well, I heard something, and I don't know if it was John Cleese or someone else, but they were talking about the difference between American comedy and British comedy. And British comedy revels in laughing at the buffoon, whereas American comedy elevates
Case in point.
the more clever. And like, I don't know. It is fun, and I don't know which one is right, and I don't know which I prefer more. I love laughing at the buffoon who thinks that they have power and it is taken away. That is hilarious to me. But I also like the clever individual who takes away the authority, like undermines that authority. So I love both, but when it comes down to it, I like the put upon man. That's my favorite. And that's why when it comes to comedy, fucking Faulty Towers, yo. Like a guy who wants to get out of his situation but knows better.
I've got to make a short clip out of that. Comedy?
Comedy?
Towers, yo.
Comedy.
But that's also what makes House, like the television, the medical procedural House, so good, is that he is put upon, but yet he is that American wit that is like, do I have to do
British.
this?
Gavin Blackburn,
even though he's British. Exactly.
Gavin Blackburn says in the chat, American comedy is 26 episodes per season doing the same joke. Yes.
It's 8 episodes per season these days.
And I tell you something, old man Bird says...
You've never
Benny
seen
Hill.
Cheers. You've never seen Night Court.
Oh. Brent Spiner got one of his big breaks in Night Court, apparently.
Yeah, I forget her name.
People got big breaks in Cheers.
I don't think I've ever actually seen an American sitcom I found even remotely funny.
Well, that's not my problem.
No, I never said it fucking was.
Not even Cheers.
Old Man Bird mentioned Mr. Bean. That is a sort of like
overrated.
But it's an art form on the idea that you can create something that can be appreciated by anyone in the world at any age. That's why Rowan Atkinson created the character of Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
So you can go to France, Germany, Japan, and people, no matter what age they are, will find it humorous.
I mean this in the utmost of...
Can we do a GoFundMe and get Zia a fucking silent keyboard?
Hey, he likes his Cherry MX switches. Leave him to it.
I tell you what,
3PO is the modern day Jerry Lewis. Especially
take yourself
with
off mute
keyboard.
when you've done typing. Oh, it's nice being in control. I'm not a control freak in the slightest.
Of course not. One of my favorite Mr. Bean skits I think it was from one of his movies, is whenever he was in the airport and they had all the police surrounding him and he's just like pretending to have a gun in his jacket. He's just like pulls out the finger gun. He just like slowly puts his hand on it.
Dude, you're going to have to enunciate your hilarity.
I tell you, what do you actually stream on your own? Do your own thing, Scotty?
Absolutely
No.
not. He does not.
No.
Why not?
Because I'm an internet hobo and I like.
He has more fun whoring himself out to other channels.
Oh, nice.
Without any long-term gain, because you would think that he'd be bringing subscribers back to his channel to entertain his channel.
You'd basically rape us all of followers. You'd have more subs than the fucking German U-boats in World War II.
Well, and hey, man.
No, dude! A compliment. I'm giving you a compliment.
Have you ever seen Das Boot?
Yeah.
I have.
You know what my favorite alternate title for that movie is?
Oh no, God,
Come on,
what's
man.
coming?
Here we go.
When are these Nazis gonna die?
Well, they do at the end.
Yeah, I know. It takes 4
I just
hours.
spoiled it. There'll be somebody now on the
Oh, I
internet who's
know.
never seen that film.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
Oh, see,
How do you say it without spoiling it? They all die in the end.
Yeah,
Well,
the Nazis
nearly-
die.
nearly-
Are you
nearly
sad
all
that you
of
got
them.
the
Hail
spoiler?
to the great File 13 out there. He says, like a shitty Hollywood Squares. Hello, everyone. With a panel
Hello.
like this, I guess I'll have to be like a midget at a urinal. You got me
Yes.
on your toes.
Don't piss on your toes if you're the midget at the urinal. I know.
That's one of my pundits. He's going to be at the Startcast tomorrow. He's a cool cat. I love File 13.
He's
13 is great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice to have you apart.
He's part of the crew.
Who said WKRP was the best? I agree.
Franco Walker in the chat.
Franco
I
gets it.
did like WKRP. Howard
Have you ever
Hessman
seen
was
the
about the
movie-
best thing in that, to be fair.
Have you ever seen the movie Pirate Radio
Yeah.
I don't
with
remember.
Bill Nighy and Philip Seymour
Oh, the
Hoffman?
boat that rocked, you mean?
The boat that rocked. Yeah.
Yeah, the boat that rock.
Well, it depends on what region you are, and that's why. But my preferred title is Pirate Radio. I think it makes more sense.
Was that the one about Radio Caroline?
It was,
Yeah,
it was
loosely-
allegedly,
loosely-
it was
loosely based on Radio
Loosely
Caroline.
based on
Yeah.
a fucking diabolical film.
yeah, shit in it.
It's amazing. I thought it was a really good movie. You didn't like it?
No.
No, do you know why I
Oh.
don't like that movie?
Why?
Because when I came out of heart surgery, which I wasn't expecting on the day, just
I didn't
one of
know
those
you
things.
had a heart, but go on.
Well, anyway,
Doesn't have a tick out.
My bad.
fucking hell, with friends like you needs fucking enemies. Oh fuck it, I'm not even going to tell you now, you prick.
No, you gotta tell me. You gotta tell me about your heart. I just found out you had one.
I think the
Whose
reason
fucking
why
laughs that's amazing laugh.
That's me.
Is it what? You?
I think that was me
I laugh
coughing.
Oh, somebody was laughing. It sounded like a jackdaw getting bombed by a magpie or something. It's good and I like it. I ain't complaining.
I think the reason
Anyway.
why you'll find British people not liking that story so much is we actually had Radio Caroline back in the day. That was sort of like the local station to, the pirate radio for the UK.
Unless you've
I had
done
a t-
pirate
I had a
radio,
T-shirt for it, believe it or not.
If
Was that the
you've
one-
never done pirate radio, you can't experience the true thrill that you get from doing pirate radio.
But don't you think this is what we're doing? Like everyone, and I can chuck shit. Everyone chucks shit. But like, isn't this what we're doing? Isn't this like pirate radio? We're sitting around and we're talking about stuff, and hopefully people will find it, and hopefully they'll dig it. But this is pirate radio.
The non-conventional
That is
media, I suppose.
An
Good
apt
take.
synopsis, sir.
If anything, I'd say this was more like the new media, because television's dying a death, cinema's dying a death, radio's definitely died a death.
I
So
love the new Matlock.
This is the new thing. It's, this is virgin territory for people who want to venture out and have a stroll around and do stuff. I wasn't particularly an earlier adopter of YouTube. This is, apart from streaming on other people's channels for the last 5 or 6 years, this year, this has been my first foray into doing any of this. And I've quite enjoyed it. And I am quite enjoying it.
And you're
If you're having fun, is kind of the point,
Yeah.
So as long as you like it, Trev, that's where
Well,
your
yeah,
jump-off point is. It's authenticity.
I get to talk to you guys. I get to speak to like-minded people or people who don't necessarily always agree with me. You get a great bunch of people who are watching this and taking part, and they're interactive via the chat, and they're a great crowd in there. And it's got a duality to it. You've got real-time feedback. You've got people taking part. We're conversing. We're also going back and forth with people who are in the chat. And then you've got people later on watching this on the rewind or re-rub, as they like to say. And then you can, interact with the comments. And I love getting a notification saying there's been a comment because, it's another chance for me to connect with people and I like doing that.
Please make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment after the stream.
Final
Don't forget
would
to
be
ring the
nice.
Like
bell.
with you guys, it's more like
Until
being
next
at
time.
DMV.
I don't particularly appreciate that one because we don't have the DVL. We have
Please
the
don't
DVLA.
represent my interests in that light, sir. You did sign an NDA, okay?
By the
Vol
way, what's
13
the
did say-
yearly cost of Restream, Trev?
Well, I'm kind of paying for this on a monthly basis, and
What?
hey,
Look at him go.
I'm just told it's a lot cheaper than StreamYard, which is what.
yeah,
I
it
use.
is.
They
Yeah.
proper shafted me on the money this year.
Yeah,
Just
I
took it from my
tried.
account without even telling me. I was
Ooh.
proper pissed off.
Yeah, I tried the Duck of Death, and I didn't particularly get along with it. And I like how this is structured and put together because it's easier to use. The only downside is at present there's no way to like have a start and end video. Like some
right,
channels run an intro,
That's a
that kind
shame.
of thing.
I am so happy that you picked up my my bit with StreamYard and called it the Duck of Death. That makes me happy.
It's a very apt name for it. That's the problem.
I didn't realize that was yours. I do apologize.
No. The thing is I like infecting people with my tisms, so please continue.
That's all right. I don't want you coming back and saying I owe you 25 cents every time I say
No,
it.
but here's where I jump in once again. Is that the Duck of Death, as far as I'm concerned, is from Unforgiven. And it's when
yes.
Saul Rubinek says
Duke
that
of
he's
Death,
writing a
yes.
book about Wild Bill, something Bill.
Richard Harris's character.
Richard Harris's character. And the book that Saul Rubinek is writing is called The Duck of Death, or The Duke
of
Death.
Duke of Death.
And to admonish, to absolutely undercut the masculinity of the Richard Harris's character, who I don't even remember. His name. He says the Duck of Death, and then
Gene
Saul
Hackman
Rubinek,
that says that line.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman.
And then Saul Rubinek says, no, it's the Duke of Death. And then he looks over at Richard Harris and he says, no, the Duck of Death. And so I understand that the Duck of Death is a derogatory reference to StreamYards. I get it. But to say that you created it, I say nay, because Gene Hackman
did not
from
know.
Unforgiven created it.
Well, if you allow me to retort, I'll give you the thought process to why I call StreamYard the Duck of Death, which does involve that reference.
Mon ami.
So I play cards with my friends. We play Magic once a week at a shed just down the road, and he has a timer. Whenever a game goes too long, we'll put on. He calls it the death clock, but it's always got a quack at the end of it. So that's where the reference originally came from. I was like, okay, put on the Duck of Death. Obviously,
what year was this?
Pointing. It was a couple years ago when we started this.
Was it after
it was after Gene Hackman. I was coining Gene Hackman, but this was before I was a YouTuber.
This is just reminding me.
So you were quoting Gene Hackman.
Welcome to the Scotty Show, ladies and gentlemen. There are other people.
No. I've got to. No, you're right. I'm being overbearing.
You're being a selfish.
You are
bitch.
being overbearing.
Oh, damn it!
Right, children. There's no nanny in the nursery. Can we calm down, please?
This oil bath is going to feel so good.
File 13 says, "Let them go out."
Finger
bitch fight, more like. I was going to say something, but yet again, fucking Scotty. Yeah. Fucking Jesus Christ, man.
It is a shame being invited onto a panel and then being expected to not talk.
You the bloke that doesn't shut the fuck up. You've got more
okay, I can go smoke. I'll go smoke. I can go smoke. I'll go smoke.
Go and smoke a fucking dick, you bellend.
I will, but do you have a passport? I was dealing with a reach around and now I got to suck cock?
Reach Around's available on Amazon at the moment. I'm not really digging Reacher season 3. Anybody else been watching it?
I hear the later seasons aren't that good.
And, first season great, second season, bob on. But now it's like it's turned to shit. I just can't bear to watch it.
Yeah, I'm not enamored with.
What did they
season 3.
change?
All right.
Well, they put that Anthony Michael Hall in it for a start, and he's all I remember him for is in the film when Freddy got fingered, when he says, "You come to me dressed like a fucking English Bobby," which is about the best line he's ever fucking spouted in a film. It's just not got
that. TV show Dead Zone was good for him.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's not got that. It's not got that thing to it this season.
Yeah.
I think the fire, the magic, the lightning in the bottle has sadly faded out, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
Which is not good at all. I like how you've changed your avatar there, Swappers. Palpatron. Synthepticon leader.
In keeping with the theme.
All right, Norman. You've got a bit Norman Collier, dude.
Really? Is it still going on? Testing. It's still happening. No? Yes? What's going on?
Clicking and
popping.
Nobody else hear that popping and clicking?
Yeah, I hear this.
1, 2 testes. Yeah.
Uppers, acrophones, oct.
Yeah, I think it is. What are you using?
Bollocks.
A blue grotty, not a Yeti.
It is a blue Yeti, yeah.
That's unusual. It sounds very ropey. I think it might be your internet connection because you keep going a bit fuzzy on the edges.
It's all the tinfoil. It blocks the Wi-Fi signal.
Anyway, I remember what I was trying to say before fucking Scotty went on a tirade. The whole Gene Hackman thing. Has anything been discovered about that yet? Or
yes. From what we've gathered, his wife died about a week prior to his death, and he died from heart failure. He had Alzheimer's and dementia and did not know where he was, so he was left to die.
So what about the dog?
Yeah, how did the dogs die?
And wasn't fed either.
There was 3 of them, wasn't there? 2 of the dogs were still roaming the property, and
Yeah.
Wow.
the other one was locked. Was it not locked in a? I think it'd been back from the vet or something, but still in the kennel.
Was it correct that the front door was left open?
Yes.
Did they determine how the front door was left open? Was it like Gene
That
Hackman
I don't
opened it
know.
and they don't know?
That I don't know.
The
Then
chances
I don't
are
think they know.
he probably left it open, but his dementia just meant that he didn't know that the front door
didn't
was
close
there.
it.
Right.
I didn't realise he was as ill as he was, which is a shame.
95, wasn't it?
Ended up he's quite addled.
Which is a shame, really, because I thought he was a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
Talking about Hackman.
Yeah.
I'm actually writing a biography on him.
Yeah.
Of focusing purely on the work. That's what I'm calling it, Hackman, all about the work. And he was the reason I got into the film industry. He was the person that inspired me to get into the industry.
Yeah.
So, and I wrote him a letter in, I think it was 2004 or 2005 when he retired, and made sure he got the letter personally and told him exactly that. And thanked him for all the films he'd done. There's no other actor who I've got more films of in my film collection. I counted. I think I've got 35 of his movies.
I'm the same with John Holmes movies, to be fair.
For fuck's sake.
I've only got 3 of those.
Actually, no, I'm not a big fan of John Holmes at all. I prefer Tim Blackstone. He was the non-stop spunker, and anybody who knows me knows that he's the man. He just pissed jism, pretty much.
From Hackman to Holmes to non-stop spunking in 5 seconds flat. It's all possible.
Yeah, that was a good transition there. Right?
What a segue.
Not quite a segue, but nice.
Yes, it was quite a segue. Do you know, I proper enjoyed tonight. I'm going to call it at midnight because it's a big day tomorrow. It's the wife's
7 minutes
birthday.
then. So, Scotty, only 20 seconds of that is yours.
Well, if Scotty starts now, by the time he's fucking finished, it might be, 20 past 2?
6 minutes to midnight.
Don't give up your
Joking
day
aside,
job.
Trev, thanks for having
Oh,
me
I
on.
sing better than that,
Been-
Trev. I sing
This has
better
been
than
one of the
that.
most entertaining streams I've ever been on. It's been a proper laugh, mate. It's
It's
been
been a
Well,
hoot.
that has been the whole point of Fubar Friday. Fuck up beyond all recognition. Thank you, Tango and Cash.
No, I like
Shame
that.
that the rest of the movie was shit. But yeah, there's only so much fuck aroundery you can keep doing, before it gets boring. And that's what I thought. It's short run. It's done all right. But I want to sort of branch out and do different things. So I thought, if I have a run of a few streams and chop them up into seasons, then it breaks it up over the course of a year, you see. And I thought I'd do it that way.
I really think this stream should finish with just a picture on screen, a black screen, just text on it, just saying "Fubar will return," and that should be the end.
Well,
But you can't have
And it
you
needs
can't
to
have an end
fade
screen.
in and out. You need to have about a 1.5 second fade on the.
Yeah. Restream doesn't let you do that though. That's really annoying.
I've got to try new things.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you to all the birthday mentions for the wife. The skinny bastard. She's 46 tomorrow. She looks 56, bless her. Oh, dear.
Done like a day over 60. Lovely.
And she says to me, "Why don't you shag me anymore?" And I'm like, "I'm not getting fucking danger money." I mean, to be fair, she had a cuntalanch several years ago, and I just don't want to venture into there.
Anyhow,
String killer, and first time I've said the C word on my channel. I might have to edit that out, maybe not. I don't care. Some great names in the chat. Mike Oxlong, that is fantastic.
I like Willy coptering Mong of the Baskervilles. That's brilliant.
And he said, "Who would have thought squacked Terry Hatchett in Tango and Cash?" Yeah, she played Sylvester Stallone's sister in that movie. And she danced to Yazoo, didn't she? Don't Go, if you remember, in that film.
I don't remember much about that movie other than I thought
It's not very memorable, to be fair, apart from it's shit.
Yeah, I was working at the cinema when it was on, and I saw it at no end of times, and I just thought this film is bad.
It's that memorable. You've remembered it. You must have shown it to several thousand people and played it God knows how many times, and you remember absolutely fuck all about the movie apart from it being shit. And everybody else has got the same thing. We all think it's shit. It's not a great film. I don't think there's that many of Stallone's films where he's been a leading man where they've actually been any good. I mean, Rocky, that's it.
Demolition Man.
Cliffhanger was all right. I quite liked Cliffhanger. Decent.
Cliffhanger was
decent.
good.
There's a couple of good
action
ones.
You
flick.
didn't care for Rambo?
I like Rambo 3.
Is that the one with the robot?
No, that's
Rambo 4.
Rocky, you
That was
fucking
Rocky.
ding-dong.
No.
Hey, look at this, Rocky bought me a robot.
That's the Rambo 3's
what
the
kind of
one that's set in
reference?
I don't know.
Afghanistan.
They all look the same to me.
Well, there's Rocky I, Rocky IV, Rocky IVI, and Rocky
Trev, there's an
III.
interview with the director of Rambo 3 on my channel. If you want,
Really?
I'll drop you the link for it. It's a really good interview.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
And he
I
took over from the
particularly-
director of Highlander, who got fired during the production. Like they were about 4 weeks in, and he was already about 3 weeks behind or something. So he was
Wow.
the second unit director, and he got brought in to do it. So yeah, it's he worked on so many massive movies.
We'll be
Bridge Too
doing
Far.
Highlander, not this coming week, but the week after on Monday Night Mayhem. And, I'm looking forward to
Might have
Batman.
to
Anybody
join
else
you
looking
for
forward
that
to
one.
Batman on Monday?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Brian?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I'd like to join you for that one, for sure.
I'm looking forward to doing Highlander as well because that is like, it's a one-of-a-kind movie.
Yeah, that's great. I love that movie.
It's its own thing. There's that many
It's
different genres, but that is definitely, it's a one-of-a-kind movie.
It's like the
Which
perfect
one?
storm of horrendous accents in one go.
A Frenchman playing a
Horrendous accents
Scotsman.
performed by different nationalities.
Yes.
Have you guys ever seen Valerian?
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that.
it's a Luc
Like,
Besson
that's-
movie.
Yeah, it is a Luc Besson. It's not
I-
as good as Fifth
Fifth
Element.
Element.
but it's not bad. Like if
Do you know
like
what? I
the
actually
Fifth
quite liked
Element-
that movie. I thought it was at least
Yeah.
it was original and it had a really interesting aesthetic, and I quite liked the world building. The story wasn't quite there, but I get what you're saying.
I think it was, and it was also somewhat miscast. The guy who played Valerian, Dane DeHaan. Yeah, we could have used a little bit more, I don't know, Gyllenhaal in there.
Was it Cara Delevingne? That's the
she's
Clive-
a smoke show.
Clive
There's
Owen.
nothing you can say about that woman that I will
She
say.
doesn't like cock anymore,
Are
apparently.
we talking about City of a Thousand Planets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the one.
I know which movie you're on about now. I forgot it was called Valerian.
Well, I don't. You know what? Cara Delevingne was never going to be interested in my cock, no matter what.
She's got very manly eyebrows. Bless her.
I know, but I'm a big fan of the eyebrows. Look at okay, seriously, hot chicks with very aggressive eyebrows.
I bet she's got an interesting box.
It
that was
is
going somewhere else.
Let me tell you. we got the chick from The Rocketeer.
Anyway,
all right, we don't have
time
to
is
talk about
sadly up.
eyebrows.
Scotty, thank you for being your usual self.
Am I
Thank
being
you for
kicked
joining
out? That makes
Not yet.
sense.
Not yet.
No.
All right.
Don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Fair enough.
It's closing time, sir. You've got a home to go to. Thank you, Scotty, for joining us. You're a Canadian
Thank you for having
national
me,
treasure.
sir. I appreciate it. This is
Lance,
so fun.
it's been an absolute blast, my friend. Thank you for joining us, and I hope
Thanks,
it
mate.
won't be the last time you join us.
You've got to come over on my channel as well sometime, man.
I would love to come on your
that's
channel.
lovely. Thank you. I'm more, and
I've
if you wanna
invited you
reach-
several times already.
Yeah, you can fuck off,
and you never
Scotty.
turn up anyway.
Yeah.
Time zones.
Piss
Time
out.
zones.
Brian, thank you for coming out of your hibernation, sir.
Thanks, Trev. Thanks also to Tony, Gamer, Internet Z, Swappers, Scotty, Lance, and of course the chat. Thanks, folks.
Are you okay, Swappers? It sounds like you're having either a jizzful moment or an epileptic fit. Are you okay?
C3PO is
I'm
giving him a
trying my
reach
mic on
around.
different slots and just sticking it in and seeing which one works.
Well, you keep sticking it in. You'll get there
I
eventually.
am.
C3PO, thank you, sir, and your sailing unit shenanigans tonight. And
Yes.
Yes. Very, very succinct. Cheers. Help desk, thank you too for joining us.
Dear God.
Fucking Z's done me with that response.
No, Z3PO, can you just bob up and down on my cock with your robot ass? That would be great.
And you said you're not gay.
Do you know how much I weigh,
it's not
Scotty?
gay when it's a robot.
It's
I would
half
turn
an
your
Look,
cock
using
into
it
an
quiet.
accordion.
And on that bombshell,
Just remember, if you turn the left nipple, you get the spin cycle.
Jesus, it'd snap your dick
Exactly.
off.
See, he knows.
You'd be in a wheelchair. You'd be like Stephen Hawking.
If you press both, you get a screenshot.
He's
You'll have
very
to-
pinchy.
I don't think you'd sound very good on a voice box, Scotty. I can't get
No, I
away
don't.
with this
I
fucking
don't.
voice box. Hello. Gamer. Sorry. Help desk. Thank you for joining us tonight.
It's brilliant. I'm looking forward to Monday. Nice Batman awesomeness. We'll
Nice.
see you then.
You never rub another man's rhubarb.
Where are the rest
Gamer.
of the drugs going?
Shut the fuck up. Gamer, thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me on, Trev. It was good being on with Lance. First time on with him and everyone
Yeah,
else.
nice
It's
to meet you,
good
buddy.
being with you this evening. This was a blast.
Hey, it's been cracking. And Tony, thank you for restraining yourself tonight, sir. It must have been hard for you.
Not
Harder than a
really.
Viagra overdose.
He was
No,
so
the thing
hard
is
the
I
entire time.
No, I can read a room and blend to a environment. That's part of the job. It's not a big deal.
That's
Had
all right.
fun.
No, and nobody killed it particularly too bad tonight. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. And it's nice to finally pop Lance's cherry on the channel.
Boy.
Ooh.
And I want to thank everybody in the chat tonight. And if you end up watching this on the replay, do make a comment below. Because like I said before, I just love interacting with everybody who gets involved with the channel. It's your channel as much as it is my channel. Thank you for joining us. And I look forward to seeing you from 10 o'clock this coming Monday on Monday Night Mayhem for our review